to be balanced in our mind, body, and spirit. That's the essence of holistic medicine. Hello and welcome to Living Well with Robin Stoloff, empowering you to live a healthier life. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll keep you updated on my most recent episode. I am delighted to welcome Atousa Mahdavi. She is a holistic expert. She is a best-selling author and speaker, but she's going to tell us a little bit more about what she does right now. Thank you so much for joining me, doctor.
My pleasure, and thank you for having me. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I started as a doctor of chiropractic 28 years ago. And in my practice, when I was seeing a lot of my patients had other secondary issues on top of their muscles, bones, and nerves, chronic ailments. Even doing chiropractic, we have a broad scope, but I wanted to expand on my expertise and went back and got a certification in integrative and functional medicine, and started practicing functional medicine about 18 years ago. And for my own personal reasons, I started doing yoga to help my own body, my own mind. And I fell in love with it, went to India and went through an extensive hatha yoga teacher training for 6 months, where we did yoga, meditation, and learning every day, no breaks, for 6 months. And basically, I have the title of a hatha yoga master teacher. During that program, they gave us an introduction to Ayurvedic medicine. So I came back to the States after finishing that program and went back to school and studied Ayurvedic medicine.
And what is that?
Ayurvedic medicine, it's the ancient medicine, traditional medicine of India. It is very similar to Chinese medicine. And it's based on the 5 elements as Chinese medicine, that the entire universe, including the human body, is composed of the 5 elements of earth, water, fire, air, or wind, space, or ether. And depending on the play of these bioelements energetically and physiologically in the person's body and the dominance of each element, you will individualize treatment protocols and lifestyles. And so it is very individualized. It's based on the individual constitution.
Yes. So talk to us about this type of medicine, how it differs from conventional medicine, and also some of the issues that you treat.
Oh, of course, yeah. So I practice today. I don't practice chiropractic anymore. It's been 2 years. I just do functional medicine and Ayurvedic medicine. Both of these fall under the holistic medicine, alternative and holistic medicine. So the difference between holistic medicine, so this applies to both Ayurveda and functional medicine. So in general, holistic medicine differs from conventional medicine in a sense that it does not simply aim at masking a symptom, whereas conventional medicine does that. Basically, for conventional medicine, you have a headache, you go to your doctor and they'll give you a pill to take so that headache would go away. Or you have back pain, whatever, you have high sugar, hemoglobin A1C. So they'll give you some medication to bring that down and hopefully alleviate your health symptoms. However, in holistic medicine, including functional and Ayurveda, we investigate the patient's lifestyle and we try to understand what is causing the symptoms or the ailment. And we try to alter and modify the patient lifestyle, diet, nutrition, the habits, even mindset, to alleviate the cause, therefore get rid of the disease or the condition. And we do that obviously by giving them an individualized protocol for daily routines, for lifestyle, diet, nutrition via supplements and medicinal herbs, and perhaps some mindfulness practices. So if they're stressed, if they have anxiety, if they're depressed, they don't feel like doing anything, they have focus issues, and which takes me to your next question: what are the conditions that I treat?
Sure.
So a lot of younger people, and I'm talking about from 20 to 50. I include like the 40s as well, up to 50 years old, have been experiencing a lot of brain fog, focus and concentration issues, as well as anxiety, depression, and have lost their zest for life.
Why do you think that is?
I believe it has a lot to do with the postmodern lifestyle, the fast-paced postmodern lifestyle, where life has become very mechanical, automated. There is less connection, interpersonal connections, because of the internet, the social media,
The
as you know,
thing
a
that's
lot.
supposed to connect us more has made us less connected, really.
Right, right. So there are pros and cons to it. So the pros are,
Hmm.
okay, you could be aware of everything that's going on in the world, and perhaps certain things that we didn't know before will come to surface and we can learn about it. But the interpersonal human relationships, the true connections at this different level, has diminished. And also the postmodern fast-paced, I'm talking about everything is quick. You get on your laptop, you get on your gadgets, you get on your phones, and it's all about changing the screens, going from one gadget to another. And that has been studies, and I talk about this in my book. There are research and studies on the problems that this generates at the level of the brain and the nervous system. And just by the very fact that the true human connections, also human connection to nature, has been diminished. Most people are spending a lot more time on their cell phones and on their laptops and gadgets indoors, versus before, when there wasn't really a lot of that. Like, a lot of young people, even into their 30s and 40s, are playing games at home, like on these,
Yes,
whatever,
yes.
which I
And
have
you're
never played.
finding that this is creating some mental as well as physical issues?
Absolutely, mental issues, physical issues. Like I said, it changes the brain chemistry and the nervous system. So it'll cause you to
Lead
not be
along.
able to focus and concentrate. It will cause you to have anxiety issues and lack of meaning or purpose for life. Because the essence of human, it doesn't matter how much the technology would evolve, the essence of being a human
Lead
within
along.
you stays the same. And you cannot lose connection with that. The fact that you're indoors, you have lost connection with nature. You're not going to a park, having picnics in the park, going to walk on the beach, having, sitting in the sun, eh, doing those games that we did when we were younger,
Yes.
outside in
Yes,
the
it's
yard.
supposed to have made life better, and in some ways it has helped. In a lot of ways it's helped, but it also has made life more difficult in many
Right,
ways. And kids, my kids grew up with phones in their hands. I mean,
correct.
we didn't have that when we were younger. And now this is just part of life, and it's
Right.
almost become, I hate to use the word addiction, but it kind of is. It's a
Oh, yeah.
dependence
Oh,
on
totally.
screens. And we now are seeing the ramifications of it and in full-blown depression. And it's crazy how it's working, but people are not connecting because they're spending more time. I mean, my kids can barely sit at the dinner table, and we have a no screen policy. Get rid of your phone, because we want to connect with our children, my husband
Yeah.
and I. We don't want that. We don't want the screens. But so often you'll see people out to lunch,
Oh, yeah.
3 people, 4 people, and they're all on their phones.
Absolutely.
Why
Absolutely.
even
I've seen,
bother?
yeah, like you said, I've seen families having dinner at restaurants, mother, father, 2 kids, 3 kids, and everybody's on their phone.
Yeah.
And this is so, that's one reason. The other reason, it's the food that we eat. It has lost its nutrient
Mhm.
values, uh, precisely because the soil is depleted. Because of the basically modernized agricultural and farming
Yes.
industries.
Yes.
Yeah,
But not only that, then they take it a step further and package everything and put preservatives in it. So
exactly.
it starts
Exactly.
out not as
Yeah.
nutritious, and then it ends up even worse.
Absolutely. So preservatives, additives, the pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, and the GMO, genetically modified organisms that are used in food, that pretty much, I also talk about this in my book, there have been studies done on the nutrient quantity of food, like vegetables, from let's say 50, 60 years ago up to, let's say, 10 years ago. And they have seen diminishment in the vitamin content of varieties of vegetables, anywhere from 15% diminishment to 40%. That is not a joke. And in addition to preservatives, additives, pesticides that make you toxic, the nutrient value is less, so your body is not getting what it needs to function well. And
So what do you do when you start working with a patient? Do you go over all of what they eat, what they do, how they live? It's a very
absolutely.
intense process.
I wouldn't say it's intense. It's very extensive in
Hmm.
such a way that, for example, my initial consultation with a patient, and I will never change that, even though I see my colleagues continuously shorten their visit time with patients. I wouldn't do that. I will have my prices, but an hour and a half, because I'm learning about what you're eating, breakfast, lunch, dinner, the varieties of foods you're eating. I'm learning about your daily routines. When do you wake up? When do you go to bed? What are your meal times? What is your work activity? What hours of the day? Do you work out? What time? Then, of course, I have to determine your constitution. So that's another set of structural, physiological, psychological evaluation. And then if you do the functional medicine, I'm also sending you for lab work, depending on what am I trying to establish. A blood work with 52 different biomarkers. Maybe I do environmental toxin
Hmm.
analysis through a urine test, because that's another problem. We are exposed to such level of environmental toxins, not just from air and soil and water, but even as you're sitting in your home, all the furnitures, the fake wood stuff in your kitchen, your household cleansers, your deodorants, your makeup, they all are full of toxic elements, forever chemicals, endocrine disruptors, obesogenics, hormone disruptors, etc. And they and neurotoxins as well. And so a lot of people are suffering from symptoms of toxicity. So I have a heavy metal test combined with environmental toxins and mycotoxins, which is mold.
Mm.
Because in my research and other doctors' research, a lot of people with chronic ailments with hints of autoimmunity and chronic inflammation are suffering from toxins, including mold,
No
that they
kidding.
were exposed to at some point, but they haven't gotten rid of it. And that keeps on triggering the immune system, which causes autoimmunity, Hashimoto's, different varieties of arthritis, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, Hashimoto's, which is thyroid issues, lupus,
So why
rheumatoid.
aren't we doing more extensive blood work other than, the basics, cholesterol, all of that, but we don't really get into that. Also hormone testing is another one that's
Correct.
important.
A part of it has to do with our conventional medicine system or our healthcare system, which is really a sicker. You could say the system is designed not to look at the cause, because if you were interested into looking at what is the cause of the issue, then you would do those tests. But no, the conventional medicine, because the system is established that way, is not interested in finding out the cause. Because if you find the cause, guess what? You don't keep on medicating the patients. You will change their diet. You would change their and environment, internal environment, as well as external. You would educate them about to get rid of certain things in their surrounding living space, so they're not continuously exposed to toxins. Buy organic food. What does this do? This puts the pharmaceutical companies out of business. And and and
I
they
don't
are
know
the
if
one.
they'll ever go out of business, but
Correct.
I hear what you're
Correct.
saying.
Correct.
Yes.
And then also our doctors, the medical doctors, aren't trained in diet, lifestyle, energy medicine, supplements, nutrition. They're not. And so they stick to the system that they're trained in, which is do simple tests, the usual panels, that
Mhm.
even that is not that accurate. That's a whole different ballgame. Did you know that there is no standardizing body to establish normal ranges? Did you know that?
I did not know that. I just
Right.
assumed that they were all the same.
No. So it is up to each laboratory to come up with their normal reference ranges. How do they do that? They have a population that are sent to them by doctors, either because it's a routine checkup blood work or because the patient has a health issue. They all go to, let's say, LabCorp, LabQuest, etc. And these labs average out the results and come up with the mean average with 2 standard of deviation, and that becomes their normal. But why is that flawed? Can you guess?
I can. Not first of all, suppose everyone has a problem. Now that's the average. So that's not a good thing.
Exactly. So they're
Yeah,
averaging out the unhealthy population,
right.
where the normals are not really normals, they're just the average. But that
Right.
average is not optimal. So in functional medicine, we use optimal ranges, not the regular reference ranges that your regular doctor is using. So we
So
have optimal.
let me ask you. So once you do these tests, where do you go from there? What do you do then?
Okay, so based on the tests, we realize what are the biomarkers that are not within optimal. So we look at nutritional factors and dietary factors and physiological factors that are contributing to that, to those abnormal results. And then we'll fix it. What do we fix? We fix your diet, we fix your nutrition, we give you supplements and herbs to uh, get rid of the deficiencies, get rid of the depletions, so that the biochemical reactions of your body can function at optimal. Because when you do not have the nutrients necessary, some of these biochemical reactions aren't taking place or are not taking place properly. They lack the coenzymes, the cofactors, the catalyst to run a function, let's say in your thyroid gland, let's say in your kidney function, etc. And so we try to alleviate the abnormality in the blood markers and optimizing it by changing your lifestyle, diet, nutrition, and let's say if we also found that you have a lot of toxic elements in your body, so then we'll put you on a detox protocol. We'll detox you from heavy metals, from mold, from environmental toxins. Part of it has to do with your changing your lifestyle too. What kind of products do you continue to buy and use on your body, in your food, in your
Yeah.
kitchen?
Yes, that's something we often don't think about. Anything you put on your skin gets into your system, but we don't really relate that. We think about things that we digest, but anything that you put on yourself, like your deodorant or lotions or what have you,
Yeah,
can be toxic to our bodies. So
exactly.
that's something to think about as well. So you go over all of that. And how often do you work with your patients? I know you work in person and you do a lot of telemedicine as well,
Oh, yes. Yeah. So I have both options, telemedicine, where if you're not close to my office, my
which
two
is
locations.
California. So yeah, well, I'm
Yeah,
in New Jersey. Yeah.
correct. Yeah. So I do a lot of telemedicine and in person. And an average lifespan of someone working with me to really see results is 3 months, depending on the severity, the chronicity of the condition, or also if there are multiple conditions, because a lot of people have multiple things going on at the same time. They have low functioning thyroid, they have high cholesterol, they have body aches and pains and chronic fatigue, losing hair and all of the other stuff. So then if there is multiple things, working with me for 6 months would be really a good time frame where I continuously reevaluate you, test you, and change the protocols, hold you accountable, be your coach at the same time. Yeah,
And how
because
often do you meet with your patients?
it depends on what kind of package they get. So they can get a 3-month package or 6-month package, but depending on what level they start at, I could see them once a month or once a week and once a month. Once a week on the phone to do a coaching call, holding you accountable, look at what are the obstacles that are in the way? What are your symptoms? How are they progressing, not progressing? And then the monthly evaluations are a more extensive checklist of symptoms, etc., and changing protocols. Like if you need to change protocols, if you need to shift something. And if it's a 3-month, at the end of the 3 months, then you get retested again to see the improvement.
See, exactly.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, none of this is covered by insurance, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's not. But some insurances would reimburse the patient. I could give them a invoice or what we call a super bill to the patient, and with the codes, and they get the super bill, send it to their insurance company, and some insurance companies reimburse the individual or the patient.
That's
whatever
good to hear.
is covered. And then some people have health savings account or FSA, which is a savings account through your employer, which insures you. And it's a savings account for anything that is not covered under your insurance. And we use that as well. You could use your health savings account.
Right. And that's, I believe, tax deferred, tax free, I believe. There's a tax benefit.
Yeah, it's
with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like you put aside and some money, and then your employer matches it. It's cash. It's a cash value. And then it's either in a savings account or on a credit card, and you have that. And that's only used for medical care that is not covered by your insurance. And you could use it in
I think about some of the ridiculous things that we spend money on. I mean, how many pairs of shoes and how many purses do we need as women, or whatever it is, just kind of things that we really don't need. And when you think about your health, that's the most important investment, because if you don't have that, who cares how many pairs of shoes you have? So, sometimes, although it might be costly, or it might even be more costly to invest in better food or whatever it is, but in a way, you look at it as an upfront investment, because down the road, if you get ill, sick, that's going to cost you even more. So sometimes you have to make that investment up front in order to prevent what it's going to cost you, just in terms of, monetary value. But, of course, there are many other issues, your time, your health, everything else that goes along with getting sick. So just a thought, sometimes it's worth that investment to make sure that you stay healthy, because it's a lot more costly to get sick.
Absolutely. You said it. And in 2021, I wrote a chapter for a book that in the same year became a Wall Street Journal bestseller, as well as Amazon, and #5 on USA Today, but #1 on Wall Street and Amazon. And in my chapter is exactly what you said. Your true wealth is your health.
Yes.
Because if you lose your health, it doesn't matter how much money you have. You can't enjoy your money, because you won't have the energy to travel, to spend time with family, to go to these events that you like, to be engaged and have the energy to participate, or the morale, because a lot of chronic ailments eventually lower your morale.
Yes.
And you automatically want to disengage. And what if it's so bad that you not have to take time off from work, and you just don't feel good, you get depressed, you won't be able to enjoy them. So your health is a gift that is given to you, and that is the most, because it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you lose your health, many people would pray to God, if or something, that whatever they believe in, that just give me back my health. I don't want anything else in life. I don't need any of this. You
You
get
know
to
what?
that
That
point.
is so true. They say, a healthy man has a million wishes. A sick man has only one.
Oh
And
my
that's
God.
so true. And that is just so true because it means everything. And, my issue with the way that we educate people in our country is that we don't emphasize our health enough. I think it should be another subject matter starting from kindergarten until you graduate from high school, along with reading, writing, and everything else. There should be health because what good is it to teach kids to make money and to be successful if you don't have your health? We should be focusing on nutrition. We should be focusing on fitness. You know how much so many issues would be resolved if we just emphasize that more as kids
Mhm.
grow up and just set that tone for them that this is what matters in your world instead of just it's good to make a living and be successful, but without your health, none of that matters. As you said, none of it matters.
Yeah,
So talk to me a
absolutely.
little bit about your book and where you can get it and what's in it if people are interested.
Absolutely. So my latest book is called Holy You, WHOLLY, Holy You. It's on Amazon, and it's also on Barnes and Noble's online store. And it became an international bestseller in 10 categories, #1 international bestseller. And it has 11 chapters. And basically, it encompasses everything that can contribute to your health and wellness, including and also everything that can take away your health and wellness in
Mm.
your lifestyle. So I have a chapter that basically explains holistic, basically how does your body, your mind, and your spirit, or your higher levels of consciousness, your highest nature, because some people don't like the word spirit, or that's fine. They think consciousness, they think higher self. So how does these three, how are they involved in your health? How do they contribute to your health or lack thereof? So one chapter is on that. Another chapter is on the differences between holistic medicine and conventional medicine, or the sick care system versus a wellness system of care. So a sick care system versus a system that focuses on health and wellness. And getting into the conventional medicine or sick care system is a crisis management, which is good for, you need an acute surgery, you were in an accident, you need a surgery that is going to save your life. You need strong anti-parasitic medicine, antiviral or
I mean, yes, there's
antibacterial.
a place for that. Yes.
There is a place for that. But then when it comes to chronic disease or ailment, that it has failed, and the differences between how holistic medicine can help you versus the sick care
Well,
or
you
the
sound like you're helping a lot of your patients.
Yes, and it's the best reward. And I feel lucky that way because I did find my calling in doing this. And every step, like I explained to your audience and yourself a little bit earlier, every step took me to a different level and a different window of looking at someone's health, like with chiropractic, then functional medicine, then
Mm-hmm.
Ayurveda, yoga therapy, the mindset, etc. So the spiritual aspects of health. And so another chapter is on diet and food. Another chapter is on nutrition and the need for supplementation, of course, with the help of and the guidance of an expert. Another chapter, I explain what is functional medicine and
Mm-hmm.
how that is different from conventional. And another chapter on Ayurvedic medicine, another chapter on detox, detoxification. And every chapter has at the end of it has a homework, which tells you simple steps to do to address that part of your life. Like even the detox chapter has simple detox protocols that are safe.
Mm-hmm. I
And
love all that because I've been doing this for, geez, I hate to date myself, over 35 years. I've been a health reporter. And something that I've seen like throughout, just a common theme throughout people that I've interviewed, doctors, everyone, is that our lifestyle plays such a huge role in our health. I mean, there are some factors that we can't control, heredity,
yeah,
your age. There are some things that you cannot control, but you can control a lot. So why not do that? And my whole thing is, make your life the best it can be. You only go around one time. So why
yes,
not do everything you can to live your healthiest life? But unfortunately, our society isn't based on that. We're sedentary,
yes,
we're eating fast foods. Things have gotten a little out of hand. And I think we have to take control of our own individual health if we want to be healthy, because it's so easy to just go with the flow with what everyone else is doing, eating, drinking, partying, whatever,
yeah,
whatever it is, overeating, just not exercising. So
yeah,
easy to go down that road. And it's much harder. And we have to make much more of an effort to,
yeah.
to go down the road where we live a healthier life. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. You're on point with everything that you said. And yeah, absolutely. So another chapter is on, so I talked about the detox. Oh, I talked mindfulness and meditation, breath work, and
Yes.
breathing techniques, because that plays a big role too. People don't know how to breathe.
No, and
People
we
are
don't learn it. We never learn it. Yes.
so a lot
Yes.
of these, like you said, should be taught at a very young age. Like it should be like a common education added to,
Yes.
the
Do
common
you know how
education.
many diseases and issues and problems and conditions we could avoid or at least reduce the risk of? We could change
Yeah,
we could change everything. And
absolutely.
unfortunately, we
Yeah.
don't. And I don't
And
know, I'm not I'm only one person and that's just
yeah,
my opinion, but I just
yeah.
really think that would make such a difference.
Oh, for sure. No, your opinion is absolutely the opinion of a lot of people in holistic health and a lot of experts. One thing you said about, genes and age, and another thing that you said, I'm going to link them together. You talked about educating children at a young age. Guess what happens to that bad gene? If you educate a young child as a young age to avoid the lifestyle choices that turn on the bad genes, because you know the concept of epigenetics.
Hmm.
Epigenetics is the concept that you can turn on or turn off bad genes. What determines what gene you turn on or turn off? Your lifestyle, your environment. And
That is so true. That is true. Hmm.
so imagine if that child or the children at the young age are trained and taught about what encompasses a healthy lifestyle and diet and nutrition, and that they adhere to it, and that their parents support that and are supported to provide that. Then those bad genes are never turned on. An example of that is a family of six, two parents, four kids. And let's say there is a hereditary gene for, let's say, thyroid disease or rheumatoid arthritis or depression. So how come maybe one in out of the four children will have that condition, the others won't? So there is always the lifestyle choices, right? So even as a young child, a lot of the chronic ailments are happening in people's like after 30 years old, for the most part. But there is that window of time that once you are a little bit of a younger adult, that even if as a child your parents weren't educated about a healthy lifestyle, so they fed you all kinds of wrong foods and candies and colored food and pesticides and packaged dinner or whatever, you can still change that in your young adult years and even into your 30s. Even let's say you got diagnosed in your 30s with some chronic ailment, you can still turn off that gene.
That is good news for a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah.
So where can people get your book again?
On Amazon, it's called Holy You, and you could also Google it, by my name. I'm sure that you probably see it on the screen, or you would announce it in your announcement.
I'll put it
So,
in the show notes. And also, if someone would want to work with you, what is your website?
yourvitalitydoctor.com. So www.yourvitalitydoctor.com.
Very enlightening, very interesting information. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Dr. Atousa Mahdavi. And you are living well with Robin Stoloff. Thanks so much for being with me today. And I hope you will subscribe and like and comment, and I'll keep you updated on my most recent episode. You're living well with Robin Stoloff, empowering you to live a healthier life. Until next time, keep living well.